My name is Andy Nguyen with the Husky Herald, and this is Amira Davis, Vice President of ASUWB. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule today to speak with us.
Thank you for interviewing.
So I'll start right off. What is your proudest achievement in your time serving on ASUWB, and what have you gained from this position?
Well, definitely, I think what I've really strove to do this year in my role as Vice President, which is working as this liaison between the students and the city of Bothell, I've worked really hard on building that relationship with the city of Bothell. So that includes meeting with the mayor, going to city council meetings, going to economic development, going to all these different committees that are held within the city of Bothell, and representing the students. There's some committees that have UW-Bothell administration representation on them, some don't have that. But I am able to attend those meetings and represent the student voice, which has been really exciting. In that relationship, when I can go and I go to a city council meeting and the city council members come up and they recognize who I am, and I can go and the mayor knows who I am, and we have that good relationship. That's definitely something I worked really hard to do this year, and I think I achieved. And through that relationship, one of the things that's tangible that I was able to do this year was we as ASUWB have promoted walking to downtown Bothell with our discounts, our restaurant discounts and stuff, going up the hill and down Valley View. It's the quickest walk to campus, and something that's been brought up about that road is that there was no street lights on that road, and so student safety was a concern that was brought up last year. So I went to city council and I presented to them my concerns and my concerns for our students, and had wonderful advocates on the council working with me. And within within a month or two, there was streetlights put up on that street from the city. So that was really exciting in a really great way. That was just in the end of fall quarter last year, or this year. So a tangible way to see the results of the relationships we built.
Oh, that's really cool. So obviously there was a lot going on. What would you have liked to have accomplished, but did not have enough time or right resources to do?
I think something, like I said, one of the biggest things that I was trying to do this year was really to build up that relationship between the students of UW-Bothell and the city. And I worked really hard at that angle by going to meetings and really keeping the city informed on what students were doing. So telling them what events we were doing, what new things were coming on campus, just any new news. And I think that if I had had more time, obviously, there's only so much time, but I think that the next thing I would have wanted to focus on was trying to keep the students more informed on what the city was doing. So kind of the other way on that street, which I think the way I had to do it, why I wasn't able to do that this year was just, I had to completely build up that relationship with Bothell, and I think next year it really sets the tone for next year's vice president to be able to already have that relationship built, and I can transition them into that, and they'll have that relationship already, and they can work on the next steps.
So that's their resource. Would you do differently if you could go back? And is there anything you would do differently?
I think at a personal level, maybe. It's so easy. It's such an incredible position and an incredible role that you get to play on ASUWB, and maybe trying to really carve out the time that this is my personal study time, setting that aside, because it's so easy to have emails all the time, and work very easily takes precedence over your own study time. So really trying to keep that, maybe carving out my own, these couple hours are for studying instead of work, but that's something that I think, just time management, I think that's everything people always struggle with.
Yeah. Before you managed the interaction between student body and ASUWB, how can future members improve on the interaction between the two?
Between ASUWB and students?
Yeah, and the student body.
I think something that we've really done and been very successful at this year is our Husky Huddles. And that's something that every time we do it, we learn a little something new, but it's been so successful in getting student feedback, not only in getting information from administration, staff, faculty, ASUWB out to students, but also getting feedback. So when the chancellor has a question, he wants to know what students would think about, what if we did this on campus, what if we did this? He comes and asks us, and instead of us just asking a few people, we take it out to a Husky Huddle, and we stand out there and we get every person who we can get to walk by to come over to our table and ask them that question so we can get the broadest audience. So it's a great resource for getting information out, for getting surveying students in a personal way, not just by email. And it's been a resource not only for us, but for the Chancellor's office, staff and faculty. And I think that's something that will be a great tool in the future too.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Another question for future ASUWB candidates. What are the skills necessary to be successful in your position? In my position? I think everybody brings a total different set of skills in, and you don't come in with the same skills that you're going to leave with, which is one great thing about student government. But I think definitely the number one thing is passion and commitment to the school and to the students, not only to the Bothell, the University of Washington, Bothell, and to the students of Bothell. That's what's going to drive you above all else to do what you need to do and what you want to do. I think second, definitely you need a good organization and people skills. You need to be able to relate, to be able to communicate with not only students but also to sit in with administrators and faculty and city officials and be able to properly and adequately represent your student body. Great. Well, thank you for taking your time for speaking with us. Just one last bit. What advice do you have for future ASUWB members?
Number one, enjoy every minute of it because it goes so fast. I think number two would be to really always remember why you're here and who brought you to this position. It's the students, and everything you do in this position is for the students. And I think the last thing is to give your all in everything you do, so that at the end of the year when you look back, you can really completely stand proud and say that you did everything you could at everything that you tried to do, and that you'll have no regrets from your year in office.
Oh, great, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.